Hi, it's Tomi coming at you from beautiful Cape Cod. Here in my kitchen today, the day before Thanksgiving, and I am making Brightline Eating Pumpkin Bake and making a little bit of change. I will put the recipe in the description box because I'm not sure if this is going to come up in a way that you can read it. Yeah, so I am Tomi. I am a 64-year-old mother, nana, wife, and I am a bright line eater. And the bright lines are no sugar, no flour, no sugar or sweeteners of any kind, no flour of any kind. I only eat 3 meals a day, no snacking, and I weigh and measure my food. So I am coming on here to create some videos to help to show my journey. I'm in maintenance. I have been in maintenance for more than a year now. I have been doing Brightline Eating for more than 1,000 days, and I'm talking about how I negotiate the holidays and how I, in this video, how I make some treats or make seasonal foods that have kind of a festive idea to them, but are still Brightline Eating compliant. So I wanted to make this pumpkin bake that I will have for my lunch tomorrow with my husband. And so it starts with, I'm going to make a double batch. So it says 6 ounces of banana. So that's going to be a challenge for me. So I have some bananas that are, I have lots of bananas. Lots and lots of bananas, but not all of them are, I think, ripe enough, but we will see. So I am going to measure the bananas, and I'm going to use a food processor to put this together because I decided that I was going to change this up a little bit. Usually the recipe just calls for eggs, walnut, some butter, and I'm going to change it up by switching out the nuts and adding ricotta cheese, making it a little more like a pumpkin cheesecake, because so this is the butter. It's supposed to be a 1/2 ounce of butter or a tablespoon of butter, so I'm going to measure that, and then I'm going to melt it. So that's 1 ounce of butter, 2 tablespoons. I'm going to pop over to the microwave to melt it. And then I am going to zero out my thing and measure my banana. So that is a 5 ounce banana. So I need 12 ounces of banana because I am making a double batch. Oh, I should be checking. So the oven temperature should be 350, so I'm going to do that now. Set the oven temperature at 350 and get it started. And then I am taping. I'm measuring another banana, so that's 8. So I am going to need to take some more banana. I'm going to try to find what's right. So I've got my 12 ounces of banana here, and I'm going to take it and put it into the food processor. And then I'm going to measure my pumpkin. So I have some pumpkin here that I actually took out of a pumpkin. I roasted a pumpkin, and so I'm going to use that. So again, I need 12 ounces of pumpkin. And I'm also going to use handy dandy canned pumpkin. So let's see. And then I will also use this pumpkin to make some pumpkin spice muffins. Okay, there's 12 ounces. Okay. Now I'm going to run this. The other thing that is different about how I make this recipe is that I add spices to it to make it more like a pumpkin spice. So here. So I have been processing this in the food processor so that it's all incorporated, because I think, you know, the banana and the pumpkin are really the basis. And again, I used banana that I used banana that I, you know, roasted myself. So I'm adding the melted butter that I had put in there. And then I'm also going to add the spices that I will put in. So I'm going to use pumpkin pie seasoning, but you could use a combination of cinnamon, allspice, cloves, nutmeg, and ginger. So I love the smell of nutmeg, and I think it's really important. So I'm going to use a little fresh nutmeg as well as the pumpkin pie spice, and I will add in some extra cinnamon as well too. But I'm going to add a teaspoon for each recipe. So I told you I was making 2 recipes, so I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and then I'm going to shake out and add some more cinnamon. So I probably added the equivalent of a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm going to combine that. So now I'm going to add 2 eggs. It's 1 per. So I've got 2 eggs. And then I'm going to measure my ricotta cheese, which is here. Now, ricotta cheese and bright line eating is, you know, a little different in that you don't measure it. It's like cottage cheese rather than cheese. And so you can have 4 ounces. So I'm going to put in, yeah, so it would be 2 ounces per serving. So I'm going to put in a total of 4 ounces. So there I have 4 ounces. Take this off. No! Not good to drop the food processor lid because there are parts on it that can break. So, let me see, where is the top? So I now have all the ingredients in here, and I'm processing it. I took this 8x8 pan, and you can use spray oil. I just greased it with, you know, a little tiny bit of butter or ghee, and I'm gonna put a pinch of salt in there too, just because I know the recipe didn't call for that, but it seemed to me like it needed it. So there we go. So again, when this is all said and done, this recipe has a full fruit serving, a full women's protein serving, and a full, 6-ounce vegetable serving. So we will probably have this with a 4-ounce salad tomorrow, with a small salad. And that will be a complete lunch for me. And then my husband will probably need to add a protein, so maybe he'll put some cheese in his salad or something like that. Anyway, I'll be back. So here it is before I put it in the oven. And it will bake 35 to 40 plus minutes. Because it's a double batch, it may take longer, but I will check it at 35 minutes. I just wanted to say, so I also am going to make a batch of pumpkin muffins, pumpkin spice muffins, and some pumpkin spice ice cream, as well as some unsweetened cranberry sauce that's made with just cranberries, apples, and orange. And just making as many festive, healthy, really good for you things to enjoy over the holidays. And make sure that you find ways to celebrate without food. Always remember the importance of gratitude and counting our blessings, but it's okay to also make some festive foods, as Susan and her family are showing us in Cooking with the Thompsons. So Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I will take it out and do a little taste test as well too, and include that. Hi, so now I'm gonna make some cranberry sauce. And I live on Cape Cod, so I buy cranberries from the bog. And I'm going to, you really don't have to, you know, measure this as you're making it. You can measure it as you're eating it. But I'm just gonna roughly try to get about 2 cups of cranberries in here. And another. Cranberries are really super good for you. They are super high in vitamin C. Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 cups so far of cranberries. Stick these back in the freezer. That's the best way to keep them. They do keep a long time in the refrigerator, but the best way to keep them long term is, so I'm going to use an orange, and I'm going to use the zest from the orange, so I'm going to wash that orange real quick. And just zest up this orange with using a microplane. Put that into the, just right on top of the cranberries. And I'm going to zest the entire orange. And then I'm going to figure out a way to just cut up the orange and add it to it as well too. And then I'm also going to add an apple. I think I'm going to add 2 apples, 2 smaller apples. I'm going to put in a Granny Smith and a Gala apple. And usually I don't peel the apple, but the last time I noticed there was like hunks of peel in it, so I think I'm going to try to do that. And I'm also, just because I'm really craving the scents and smells of everything right now, I'm definitely going to put in some fresh ginger and add, maybe I'll just put in a cinnamon stick as it's cooking, which I will fish out at a later time. And yeah, I may add some ground cloves and some allspice as well too. But I'm really craving to smell all those wonderful spices of the season. And so I think I will add them into this as well too. So again, the zest of an orange. I know there are people who put pineapple into their cranberry sauce, and it's just not me. Not what I want to do. So it just doesn't sound right to me. So I will be just adding in orange and apple. So there's that whole orange zested. And I guess what I'm going to do is just kind of use a peeler to, maybe it will just, that pithy part will just peel off. Yeah, so I'm just going to peel this orange. So I will pause this for a second and come back after I peeled the orange, because that seems super boring for you to watch me not only zest an entire orange, but peel an entire orange. Okay, so I'm back. I have the orange peeled, and I'm going to cut that up. And then I decided to do 2 gala apples. And I am also going to add some fresh ginger. So I am just going to take about again using my microplane. There is a piece that's already broken off in here. So I'm going to take this small, like, it's about 1/2 inch, a little more than a 1/2 inch piece. And some people go to the trouble of peeling it. I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm just going to, a lot of the peel flakes off and comes to the top. And, you know, ends up, yeah, working with a small piece like this, you got to be sure not to grate your knuckles. But I'm just going to grate this in here. And then the apple, I'm going to just slice up into chunks, and it's, I'm going to partially peel it. Okay, so that is the ginger. Again, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of cloves in here. So this is 1/8, and I'm going to take less than 1/8. I just love this smell. And then I'm going to put a little allspice in there to, again, you know, less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just because I want that smell. So I'm cutting up these oranges. And I'm just gonna put these cut, you know, sliced pieces in there. In the past, I would have just put the juice in, but this way I'm getting the fiber from the oranges as well too, and it's Brightline Eating compliant because it's the whole fruit. There we go. Here, so I'm just gonna take some of that peel off. And then cut up these apples, and all my little pieces are going to end up going in the compost pile. So there still will be some of the fiber from the peel. I did wash the apples, and these are organic apples, so they'll just be a little bit apple in there. And again, these aren't like exact measurements, because this is the kind of thing it can end up being however you want it to be. There, I cut a little bit too much. Just trying to go around the core, and I got too much of the core. So hopefully the apple is going to break down, so exact pieces doesn't really matter. You know, they don't have to be uniform or anything. If you're inclined to want to, you know, chop it really well, go ahead. I'm doing this a little more rough. Didn't get to a lot of the things that I wanted to today, so just want to. I also just can't wait to smell this on the stove. Yeah, I was talking in my mastermind group last night about, you know, this time of year there are smells that we're used to or that, you know, we really like, and some of them is just the spices, and so you know, having teas that have those flavors and scents in them makes sense, or you know, just adding them to, like, to your oatmeal, or you know, whatever, so that you still are getting those things in a way that's super nutritious and, you know, isn't sugar laden, and you know, so here, let me just put this down a little bit so you can see. There we go. We've got all this, and then I will put a little bit of water in there. And you just kind of simmer it on the stove for a while. And again, I think I'm gonna go find, I know I have some cinnamon sticks. Oh yeah, they're right there. So I will just put a couple of cinnamon sticks in there that I will be sure and fish out at the end. These are little pieces of cinnamon stick. So I'm gonna put in like 4 pieces. And again, I'll put a little bit of water in here, probably the equivalent of about a half a cup of water, and then I will simmer it. I will, you know, bring it up to a thing, and then I will simmer it, and I will come back and show it to you later. So we have the pumpkin bake with the ricotta cheese. Looks delicious. I'm going to take the ever so smallest little taste. It's great. Highly recommend it. With additional spice, I will put the recipe in there. And although this is still in process, I thought I'd show you. This is my cranberry sauce. And it smells absolutely fabulous. It's apples. There's 2 small apples, an orange, and some cinnamon and ginger, and I will put the recipe, that's kind of a loose recipe for that, and as well too. So I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and a bright Thanksgiving, and I hope these recipes and tips help with you to have a lovely holiday. Please like, subscribe, share the video.